Mr. Clelland for Clelland Maths. We're doing higher applications of maths today. My aim with these videos is to go through the whole course week by week by week. And I'm on the finance unit right now, and I'm going to start with national insurance. First, a word from our sponsors. Clelland Maths is sponsored by Lecky, the educational publisher for Scotland. They offer viewers of this channel a massive 30% discount. Just use the discount code ClellandMaths at leckyscotland.co.uk. The practice question books go all the way from level 3 to advanced higher and include National 3, 4 and 5 apps as well, so you can get any book you need for your studies. These are an excellent resource with questions on every topic and contain work solutions so you can see how the marks are awarded. As you go through the book, the questions get increasingly difficult, so by the time you finish the book, you'll be ready for your exams. Usually £9.99, just use the discount code ClellandMaths to get 30% off that. Link down below. So what is national insurance? National insurance is basically, it works like a tax essentially, and it helps pay for state benefits like your NHS, your state pension and other things that the state put together. But essentially it comes out of your wage and it works like a tax. First thing to note about it when it comes out of your wages, it comes out before pension. So it's off your full gross pay. However, later on when we do tax, just be aware of it. With tax, you take off your pension first. But for today, we're just going to look at national insurance and how to calculate it. It can get quite tricky, so pay attention. Okay, let's just have a look quickly at the rates from, this is April 2024, the year we're in. If you earn between £10.48 and £41.89 per month, it's 8%. And then above that is 2%. And there's various other rules as well, but that's the basics of it. So if you earn less than £1,048 and you're employed, chances are you won't pay any national insurance. Now, it does, like I say, get quite complicated sometimes. If we look at 2022 to 2023, during that year, the national insurance rate changed depending on when your pay slip was. It changed throughout the year. So between the 6th of April 22 and the 5th of July 22, it was these rates, basically 13.25% and 3.25%. And then between the 6th of July and the 5th of November 2022, it changed again. The percentages stayed the same, but the amount you could earn changed. It went up, basically, so you didn't pay it until you earned more. And then from the 6th of November 22 to the 5th of April 23, it was still at 10.48, but the rate went down 12% and 2%. So it means that if you were working that year and you were having to work at your national insurance and try to see what you're getting, you'd have to do it month by month or at least between the payments. And at higher applications of maths, you have to do this manually, of course. So a question can get quite complicated if it's asking you for a full year and the rate has changed. You need to keep your head on. Okay, simple example, calculating national insurance. How much national insurance would you pay in a year on an annual salary of £57,800? So we're given this table, which is not annual. It is actually week or month. And how this table works is between these two payments, you pay 12%. And then anything over this amount, 967 a week or 4189 a month, you pay 2%. So first thing you need to do really is calculate your weekly or monthly wage. I'm going to do this for monthly. So we take the 57,800 and divide by 12. And you get an answer of 4816.67. So let's just take a note of that. 4816.67. That's per month. Now we check our table. So if you earn above 4189, you pay a little bit at 2%, but only the amount above 4189. You take that off first. And then if you earn between these two numbers, you pay 12%. Now my wage is 4816.67, which is between 797 and 4189. So for the 12% part, it's not 12% on it all, it's just everything above the lower limit, which is 797. So I need to do 4816.67 minus 797 and times by 12 divided by 100, which is 0.12, 12%. So brackets 4816.67 minus 797, the lower limit, times 0.12 is an answer of 482.36. Now you might be asking, well, is there a 2% part? 2% part is 0 because the wage I'm on, 4816, is below 48189. So I'll just move on. If I had a bit more to do, I would do a second calculation. You'll see that later. So that's per month in national insurance. That's our national insurance per month. So for 1 year, I just take that amount, 482.36, and times it by 12. Always in a calculator. 482.36 times 12 is 5788.32. So 5788.32 is the national insurance for the year. Now, if I asked you then for your net pay, obviously you'd have to work at tax and everything, but you would take it away from the wage you started with, and that would be your net instead of your gross pay. For national insurance, how much national insurance we pay in a year for an annual salary of 46,500. Again, it's the same table as before. We've got it quoted weekly, or we've got it quoted monthly. So again, I'm just going to do it monthly if I can, because it's easier, but if you have to do it weekly, just go divide by 52. So the wage per month is 46,500 divided by 12. So the wage per month is 46,500 divided by 12. That gives me 3,875 per month. So now we need to check our table. So looking at our table, between 797 and 4189, it's 12%. And anything above 4189, it's 2%. So again, it's just a 12% one again, because I'm on 3875, which is between 797 and 4189. So I take my 3875 minus the lower limit for 12%, which is 797, times the 12%, 0.12. So this is our 12% part. Calculator for that, 3875 minus 797 times 0.12, 36936. And that's our national insurance per month. And just to be very clear, at 2%, we have got nothing, 0. So for the year, you're just taking the 369.36 and timesing it by 12. $369.36 times 12 is 443232. So we'll just write that down. 443232, and that's our national insurance for the year. And we're done there. Okay, this is getting a little bit tricky now. How much national insurance would you pay in a year of an annual salary of £32,000? So a table like this is how it's often quoted in the higher application to maths exam from the data booklet. So it says you begin paying national insurance once you earn more than 184 per week. This is the amount for the 2021 to 2022 tax year, a couple of years ago. The national insurance rate you pay depends on how much you earned, 12% between 184 and 967, so you need to identify that, 2% above 967. And it says it's calculated on a person's salary before deductions such as pension, which is always going to tell you so you know that. So the best thing to do is make up a little table for yourself, just very quickly. It has to be really rough. And we're saying that the first thing we'd see is 12%, and 12% happens for between 184 up to 967. And the other one is 2%, and that happens for above 967. So bigger than 967. And this is national insurance, just to be clear, per week. So Nun's got a little table, so we've identified all the information we need, we can start. We've got a salary of £32,000, so we take 32,000 and divide that by 52, because we want it per week. 32,000 divided by 52 is 61538. Just to round into 2 decimal places because we're dealing with money. So that's our wage per week. So then to get our national insurance, we check what band we are in. So we're not above 967, so there's none to pay there. So that's 12%. And then we've got 0 for 2%. So 61538 minus 184. Times 0.12 is 5177 per week. So to go for the year, 51.77 times 52 is 269204. 2692.04. And we're done there. Here's another example. How much national insurance would you pay in a year if a salary of 60,000? So it's quite a high wage, so it's probably going to be more than one calculation. We're going to start doing ones like that now. So again, let's make our little table up. Identifying our national insurance, and this is quoted per week. So it's a week. So looking at our percentages, national insurance rate depends on how much you earn. 12%, and that is between these two numbers. So it's the same table, I think, 184 to 967, and then 2% above 967. Okay, so let's take the wage, 60,000, divided by 52. So that's a wage of 1153.85. That's quite a lot. 1153.85 is the wage per week. So then we can see that that is above 967. So how do you deal with that? Well, always start off with your 12%. The 12% part, if your wage is above the highest number in that, which is 967, then you just do 967 minus 184. Because the wage part comes in for the above part. So 967 minus 184 times 12%, 0.12. 967 minus 184 times 0.12 is 93.96. Per week pouncing. That's per week. And then for your 2% part. So our 2% part, the wage is 1153.85 minus the limit of 967. And to times by 2% is 0.02. 1153.85 minus 967 times 0.02 is 3.737, so 3.74. 3.74 per week. So we can work out our total NI. It's going to be 93.96 plus 3.74. And we want this for a year, and this is for a week, so we need to times that answer by 52, which we can do in one go. Just 93.96 plus 3.74, and then we times by 52, so that was in brackets, and we get 5080.4. 5080.4, well that's not money, so I add a 0.40. And we're done there. Okay, getting a little bit tricky now. John earned a monthly salary of £2,000 on the 6th of April 2022 to the 5th of April 2023. So that's a year. Calculate his national insurance for this period. However, we have got a very complicated and long national insurance table. So we're going to do this bit by bit. So we've got, in the year 2022 to 2023, national insurance payments varied during the year. So we need to keep our head on with this one. So the first thing we've got is 6th of April to 5th of July. And then we've got 6th of July to the 5th of July. So the first thing we've got 6th of April to the 5th of July. And then the next day, 6th of July, all the way to the 5th of November. And then finally, the 6th of November to the 5th of April 23. So just check that that tallies up with his start and end position. 6th of April to the 5th of April. So it is. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 separate calculations to do and the number of months for each one, and then I'm going to have to add it all together. Okay, so a little bit complicated, try and keep up with this one. Let's start off with period 1. So period 1 is the 6th of April 22 to the 5th of July 22. So I'm getting that from here. How many months is that, first of all? So let's just count this. The 6th of April. So you've got April, you've got May, you've got all of June, and then 1 July. So it's 3 months. So let's make a little table for this one. Just reading the information, it's 13.25%. And that is between 823 and 4189. And then the other number we've got is 3.25%. And that is above 4189. So that's the NI. And that is per month. Okay, how much was this person's wage? A monthly salary of 2,000. So we don't need to think about these changing it to monthly, we've already got it. So for this period, the wage is always going to be 2,000 per month. So the national insurance for this is going to be 2,000 because it's in between 823 and 4189 minus 823, and that's going to be times 0.1325. So let's see what we get when we do that. That is 155.95 per month. So for the total period of 3 months, 155.95 times 3 is 467.85. So that's been done this bit. So we're now doing the next bit. The next bit says for pay slips dated 6th of July to the 5th of November. So let's just write that up. 6th of July 22 to the 5th of November 22. Well, we need to work out how many months is that. So we've got July, August, September, October, and then into November, 4 months. So let's make a little table for this bit. National insurance per month. So we say the national insurance is 13.25% and 3.25% again. So we can just write that in. 13.25%, 3.25%, and it depends on how much we earn. So the first bit it says is 1048 to 4189. So 1048 to 4189. And then after that, we've got above 4189. Now we're still earning 2,000 a month, remember? So that's not changed. The wage is still 2,000 per month. So that is still in between these two numbers. So we just start again from there. And it's a slightly different calculation. The lower limit has changed. It's went up. So in other words, I should be paying less national insurance for this bit. Let's just double check. So our national insurance for the month is going to be 2,000 minus 1048 and times 0.1325 because it's 13.25%. That gives us 126.14 per month. So for 4 months, 126.14 times 4. That's 504.56. Let me just underline these in different colours so we can see when we go back to this our answers. So it's these ones we need. So that's me done that one, and it's me done that one. So there's one more to do. I've done that one and that one. So we're on the last bit, which says for payslips dated between the 6th of November and the 5th of April 23. So let's just do that bit. We've got the 6th of November, to the 5th of April. So how many months is that? Well, we've got November, December, January, February, March, and we went April, 5 months. Double check. At this point, do all the months add up to a year? So we've got 5 and 4 is 9, and then 10, 11, 12. So chances are we're doing okay. A little table for this one again. Oh, I've switched to blue. Let me just switch back to pink. Prefer pink. So the last bit says 12% and 2%. So it's a little bit different. It went down to 12% and 2%. It's still the national insurance per month. However, I think the rate was the same, 10.48 to 41.89. Yeah, it was. So we've got 10.48 to 41.89. So now we're just taking that and looking where we are. Well, we're not above that, so there's no 2%. So it's just between here. So it's 2,000 minus 10.48. So the national insurance per month, 2,000 minus 10.48, but this time 12%, 0.12. And we get an answer of 114.24. That's per month. And we want that for 5 months. So for 5 months, it's £114.24 times 5. Which is 571.20. So there's our final answer. We've now spent all that time working out 3 national insurances, hoping that we've not made any mistakes. But if you make a minor error, don't worry too much, as long as you get the process in. 46 total national insurance, 46785 plus the second one 50456 plus the last one 57120. Again, calculator every single time. Don't try and do anything without a calculator. 'We got a grand total of 154361. And let's just check we've answered the question quickly. Calculate his total national insurance for this period. So we've answered the question and we're done there. Quick past paper question on national insurance, 2024 question 7. Higher application maths, 2024 question 7. You must refer to deductions from salaries given in the pre-release material. It says in 2023, Tom was paid a gross salary of £4,500 per month for 12 months from the 6th of April 2023. His annual income tax is £10,718.48, so we don't need to calculate the tax for a change. And he's opted out of paying pension, so we don't need to work out his pension. It says calculate Tom's net annual salary after all deductions, including national insurance. Here is the pre-release material for 2024, and it says deductions from salaries, tax bands, and national insurance, and then it finishes. So we don't need the tax bands because he's already calculated the tax, so the only thing we need is the national insurance contribution. So let's just copy that over. So I've copied that national insurance table over, and it says he earns £4,500 a month. And that is from the 6th of April 23. So if you look at this national insurance table, he's got a variable national insurance rate. First of all, it says you begin in 10.48 a month. For pay slips dated the 6th of April to the 5th of January, you pay this amount, and for the 6th of January to the 5th of April, you pay that amount. The thing that's changing is the percent, 12 and 10. I'm going to have to do two calculations, and then I'm going to have to work out his total salary for the year. So let's have a look. 4,500 a month from the 6th of April 23. So we're assuming he gets paid on the 6th of April, which is a bit weird date to be paid, but there you go. It's probably to make the sums easier. So let's call that 1 and call that 2. Looking at 1, from the months, he's got 4,500, so that's above this. So the first thing I do is do this number minus this number, 4,189 minus 1048. I need to do 12% times 0.12 plus, and then he's got 4,500, and we need to take away the top bit of 4,189, and that's times 2%, 0.02. And that's going to be for how many months? Well, we've got April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and then January will be new, so that's 9 months. And then option 2 is the same sums, 4,189 minus 1048, but this time that takes 10%, so 0.1, plus 4,500 minus the 4,189, and this is still 2%. But now he's in the 6th of January, so January, February, March, and then April, we're past the 5th of April, so it's 3 months. Now that should add up to 12 months, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now we can work out his total national insurance. So we've got 4,189 minus 1048 times 0.12. So that's the first sum, 376.92 plus 4,500 minus 4,189 times 0.02, which is £6.22. So that total for that one is 376.92, which is 376.92 plus 6.22 is 383.14. And for the second one, we'll times at the end. We have got the first top bit, 4,189 minus 1048, and that's 10%, which is 314.10. And then we've got 4,500 minus 4,189 times 2%, so it's the same sum, but I'll do it just to be sure I didn't make a mistake. £6.22. So in total, we've got £6.22 plus 314.10 is 320.32. So now, in total, his total NI is 9 times 383.14 plus 3 times 320. Just check your sums. 383.14 times 9, 320 times 3 is 4409. So now with the calculator's net, remember, net annual salary. So his annual gross, we'll call it, is 4,500 times 12, because he has 4,500 a month, which is 54,000. So his net is 54,000 minus all his deductions. So that's 10,718.48 minus 4,409. Any other deductions? We've got tax, national insurance, no pension. No, that's it. 54,000 minus 10718.48 minus again 4409 is 38872. And we're done there. This has been Clelland Maths today. We have done the whole of national insurance in higher maths, the finance unit. Hopefully you found that useful. You've now got a better understanding of how to calculate national insurance. See you next week for tax. Take care, stay safe, and goodbye.